Let's focus a bit. We usually focus on equities, but today let's look a little bit about the fixed income space. We do know that the central bank is planning to introduce some derivatives into the market. Can you just give us a sense of what exactly they're hoping to achieve with this and the products that they're putting out there and the impact you think it's going to have?
Well, thanks again, Wole, and thank you also, James, for having me. Yes, central bank came up with guidelines, draft guidelines 2 weeks ago, on introduction of derivatives in the market. I would say it's an excellent move. It's required now in the market. What it will do, it will add liquidity to the products being traded and also bring in some, risk management products to help banks and also their clients, manage their risks, more efficiently, and also have strong impact as expected on the exchange rate of dollar naira going forward. Nigerian market was almost about trading derivatives a couple of years ago. The banking sector was in the forefront in driving this product. But then the international economic crisis happened, the Nigerian banking sector crisis happened, and then just now, when the confidence is coming back, CBN, the regulator, is now in the forefront directing things, and that is a very good move. And they did not just do it on their own. They consulted widely with the banks, with the dealers, with the financial market, in coming out with these guidelines. They have talked about 4 broad products: the options, the forwards, the swaps. We have had some of these in the market, especially the forwards previously before now.
That was already being traded in the interbank market. That was already being traded,
right? Yes, between banks and their clients, but, funded from the interbank market. But what CBN has done now is CBN is creating an official market for forwards. So just like we go to CBN twice weekly to bid at WDAS auctions to purchase foreign currency to meet clients' need, we can now also go to CBN to purchase funds at the official market to fund forward transactions with the clients,
Right. You did just mention that these forwards were already being traded in the interbank market. So what impact do you think it's going to have on the interbank rate? Because we know in Nigeria we have the official rates, we have the interbank rates, we have the broad exchange rate.
That's correct.
So what impact do you think it might have on the interbank rate?
On the interbank rate, yes, it might have it won't have so much impact on interbank rate, but it might have some impact on the official rate because it's very important that we make this distinction. CBN sell their funds at the WDAS and they come out with the official rate. And then there is a completely distinct rate, the interbank rate, which is very, very active and very, very funded. And what has happened now is that we have seen some divergence between those two markets. Ordinarily, CBN set the tone and other markets follow. But CBN has, in the past 1 or 2 months, systematically taken a lot of demand that used to come to the official markets out of that market, and they are now being settled in the interbank market. So let me give you some numbers. Like last week, CBN, during the 2 auctions, sold just about $400 million in the official market. The interbank market alone witnessed more than $500 million sales by international oil companies. That's not to talk about other independent autonomous funds movements that happen in that market. Some exporters, some other beneficiaries of the diaspora inflows. So if you look at the volume of transactions happening in the interbank market now, it is actually so huge, much so, I think, more than what is happening being traded in the official WDAS market. So CBN introducing forward in the official markets will have 1 or 2 impacts. Because you can now buy forward up to 3 months, even the guidelines say you can trade forward up to 5 years. Customers now don't have to front-load their demand. The speculative tendency that always push interbank rates, exchange rates, especially in the official market, will over time begin to disappear. So if you're a client and you have a bill to pay in 3 months, you don't need to go buy it today and put pressure in that market. You can go into a deal through your bank, buy a forward from the CBN market, and know. So demand is smoothened out, and then we'll have some consistency in the exchange rate. Rather than everything, the slightest news, the slightest speculation, then all demand come to market today and put pressure on the exchange rate. Right. So it will smoothen the exchange rate. And
what's your outlook for the Naira in the light of these developments? I mean, for 2011, that is.
Well, it depends again on the market you're looking at. For the official market, I see Naira being stable. CBN had for so many years now confirmed that they will maintain Naira stability, and they have also maintained it really in action and words, between that plus or minus 3% band. Last year we had, the excess crude account, dropped from 20 billion that we have to less than 400 billion now. And one of the explanations given by the CBN governor and the Minister of Finance was that they had to dip their hands into that fund to support Naira. So I don't see CBN letting exchange rates, increase anymore. At the last MPC 2 weeks ago, the CBN governor also said so much, So the focus now is to, as much as possible, keep Naira stable at the official exchange market. Because if you devalue Naira, the day CBN adds 1 Naira 50 kobo to Naira dollar rate, even the market woman, adds, so it will push inflation instantly, So, and because inflation has become so important now for CBN, for good reasons, I don't think they want to mess with the exchange rate. So I believe that the Naira exchange rate will remain stable, basically stable, and oscillate within the plus or minus 3%.
And of course, fortunately now we have oil prices at $90 plus. Okay, let's finally just your take on the interest rate environment we're seeing. For 2011, everybody's anticipating further rate hikes further down the line. The next MPC meeting next month, there is an expectation that they would have another rate hike. What are your expectations for interest rates this year?
I think I'll go along with the general sentiment. Interest rate has shown, CBN has shown in the past week that they are going to use interest rate at the balancing factor. I might just use that phrase, in that trinity and relationship between inflation, exchange rate, and interest rate. Inflation has become so important because you cannot let it keep increasing. It will have so many implications on the economy. The exchange rate, like I just mentioned, CBN have confirmed they will defend the Naira and hold it steady. You cannot hold all this to, and maybe even let inflation come down, and at the same time manage interest rate. It will be very, very difficult. So I think that CBN will rather play with interest rate, tighten the monetary environment, and use that as balancing to keep inflation down, to hopefully achieve single digit, and also maintain the stability of the Naira. So interest rate, I say, going up.